Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're back. We're finally back from our break, and we cannot wait to get into this content here. So make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, we all know there's a conversation right now surrounding the comments that Gilbert Arenas made about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and everyone has given their 2 cents on. We were actually on break, and I thought the comments were so ridiculous that I actually had to do a quick impromptu video just to respond to it, just because I was like, this is just total madness. And the funny thing is this: after the backlash that Gilbert Arenas received from the comments he made about Giannis, he actually went out there and doubled down on his original comments on his on his Instagram page, which further confirmed what most of us already thought about Gilbert Arenas, which is Gilbert Arenas says a lot of idiotic things, right? And he just went on there, and if you read his post, you're sitting there, you're reading what he said, and like, he first of all started off with a quote from the Kobe Bryant Kanye West commercial, and I'm like, what are we talking about right now? So yesterday on The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker on Fox Sports Radio, they were discussing where Giannis ranks in the NBA currently, right? And they were responding to a poll that was put out there that essentially asked general managers around the NBA who they thought would be the best player in the NBA 5 years from now. And funny enough, Mr. Giannis, who doesn't understand how to play basketball, he was projected to be the best player in the NBA 5 years from now. I don't know what that says about the current crop of NBA players. Now, as Chris Broussard was explaining his views on that poll, he said something that I found to be quite surprising. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's a sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is play what Chris Broussard had to say about LeBron James as it relates to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then we're going to come back and really unpack this thing. So take a listen to what Chris Broussard had to say here, and then we'll come back and react to it. Take a listen to that.
And then when everybody ripped him because he stayed in Milwaukee. Just think about that, right?
Right.
What's he doing? He'll regret
he got
this.
Himself a championship.
He'll never win. He's dumb. Go to Miami. Stayed in Milwaukee, where nobody wants to be, and he won. I don't get it. So I have to think it has something to do with that, not about his abilities. Because, Chris, you just said it. The numbers don't warrant the negative attacks that he's getting. His numbers are too good. He won back-to-back MVPs before Jokic just won back-to-back.
And look, historically,
did I miss something?
Historically, at this point, we'll see where Giannis ends up. Historically, LeBron's better than Giannis. But Giannis won a championship without a second superstar. You know, without a second superstar. LeBron's first championship, he had Dwayne Wade. Second one, I wouldn't call Kyrie quite a superstar, but, Kyrie was doing work. Kevin Love was there. and then Anthony Davis. So it doesn't warrant it. Not only the numbers, Rob, but the production.
So you heard what Chris Broussard had to say here. Now, let me tell you why I think that was very, very surprising. And I was actually quite shocked. It was shocking, but surprising at the very least. You rarely hear people say that a modern player in the NBA in this particular era may end up being better than LeBron James all time. The only guy that I hear that's really a contemporary of LeBron James is Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is the only current NBA player that gets that type of praise when they're comparing him to LeBron James, right? Because Stephen Curry is tied with LeBron James's championships. They face each other in the finals. LeBron beat him once. I think Stephen Curry beat LeBron James twice in the finals. So they're real rivals because these teams actually met in the NBA Finals, and one could say the the Golden State Warriors and the Cavaliers to some extent were like what we had was the modern day Lakers versus Boston Celtics, because those teams actually faced each other in the finals, not like in the same conference. They actually faced off in the finals. But Stephen Curry is the only guy that I hear get that type of praise when we're talking about LeBron James. So that's the first thing that's surprising. The second thing is Chris Broussard is a well-documented LeBron James guy. It's not a question. Some people say Chris Broussard is a LeBron James fan. He's even said that, he knows LeBron James personally, and LeBron has even met his family. I believe he said he's met his mom before. His mom was quite fond of LeBron. So Chris Broussard is a LeBron James guy. There's no question about this, and he's always defended him on TV for years, right? So this is nothing new. Maybe some people that may be unaware of that, and that's the reason why I was so surprised for him to say that, because usually when you have a favorite player, you want to kind of keep him on that pedestal, and you don't really want to compare other guys to him. And for Chris to say that, Giannis may end up one day passing out, he said it in the soundbite that, that LeBron is ranked higher than Giannis all time. Like, there's no question about this. LeBron is one of the top 10, top 5 greatest players of all time. It really depends on where you rank him, right? I think most people will definitely have him in their top 5, but I thought it was just quite surprising for him to say that. So here's my thought on his overall notion. I think that Giannis will probably have the more impressive career numbers if we're just looking at raw stats and averages, because Giannis Antetokounmpo averages a double-double, right? Giannis basically averages 30, 11, or 12, 6, with 1 steal and 1 block per game. Like, that's what you can pencil Giannis in for, about 29 points per game, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal and 1 blocks per game. That's pretty much Giannis Antetokounmpo's number. So that's the first thing. And if you consider the fact, if you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's expectations coming into the NBA when he came in as a player to what he is now, it's actually unbelievable. Giannis came into the NBA averaging 7 points per game, 6.8 points per game his first season. I think the year after that, he averaged 16.9. Since then, he's had LeBron James type numbers, but LeBron came in as a more developed NBA player, and that's what really makes him, very, very unique. I think Giannis's numbers at the end of his career, one could argue his peak numbers could arguably be better than LeBron. It really all depends on what you're looking at. Now, LeBron does have 2 more regular season MVPs than Giannis Antetokounmpo's 2 to LeBron's 4. LeBron has 4 regular season MVPs, and he has 4 finals MVPs to Giannis Antetokounmpo's 1. But Giannis does have one Defensive Player of the Year award to his name. And if Giannis is going to play at this level for the next 10 years, I mean, he's only 27 years old, and he's one of these guys that's been monitoring his minutes because of his coach, Gilbert Arenas. It's not that Giannis can't play a lot of minutes; it's because of his coach, Mr. Basketball Guy. An argument could be made that Giannis could be in a position where he could prolong his body for a number of years, and he may just continue to go on putting up these gaudy numbers. So I think if Giannis wins 2 more championships without a super team, because Giannis won his first championship without a super team in a small market, I think most people will rank him ahead of LeBron, believe it or not, because that 1 championship carries a lot of weight for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And people really, we're talking about basketball fans, they really view those championships when you're not on a super team. Those championships carry a lot of weight in the eyes of NBA players. So the question, NBA fans. So the question to you guys is quite simple. Number 1, what are your thoughts about what Chris Broussard said? And number 2, what are your thoughts as far as, do you think Giannis has an opportunity to be up there with LeBron in the top 5 when his career is all said and done? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.